Okay guys, so in this video we're going to go through knee active range of motion. Generally we'll start with supine, and the first thing I'm going to get Patrick to do is just slide his heel towards his bottom as far as he feels he can go. And then generally what I'll do with someone is, if that's pain free, then just go into a bit of overpressure. And obviously just asking for any symptoms, any pain, and feeling for the end range feel when you do that. And then we can come down to our extension. So I'll normally put my hand underneath and just say squeeze down into my hand, looking for that full extension, also looking at quad activation when you do that. And then again, you can come into that overpressure, and again my heel on my hand is just on kind of tibial tuberosity or just below that. I'm just coming into that overpressure of extension in the knee. Then we can come into our rotation. So a bit more difficult, I must admit. I find it a struggle to really get a pure movement, and how much is really going on. It is, sometimes you're going to be getting a bit of hip involvement as well, but just it's good to check this because I think it can have an impact on your physiological ranges. So again, what I'll do is hold the knee and I'll guide the movement. So just get Patrick to bring his toes in, and then you're looking for about 5 degrees internal rotation, and then out 10-15 degrees external rotations. Not a lot of movement doing these, and to be honest with you, some of that movement will be compensatory. It's not all going to be happening from the knee, but you can still get, if you standardise in terms of the position of the hip and the position of the foot, then you can see whether it's different on one side to the other, and that's going to give you an indication there may be something going on in there. Obviously, if you then checked your hips as well, and there's nothing, or there's no issues there, then you could probably say that there is going to be some knee discrepancies when you do that, and that will affect your physiological ranges, which we'll go on to in the treatment techniques in terms of using these rotations to potentially improve extension and flexion. So the other thing I would do as well is, if you pop onto your front, is just do flexion also on the front in a prone position. So again, with this one, I tend to just slide the knee in so it's nice and close, because again, a lot of people have their legs out to the side. Heel of my hand just on the back of or lumbar spine, and PSIS at the back, and then just come up into flexion. I'm looking really with this one to get a fist distance away from the glutes as a minimum, and if I can get it a little bit further, I prefer it. I prefer to get to the heel to the bottom. Obviously with this one, we're in more of a hip extension position. So the first one we did in supine, you're actually flexing the hip, flexing the knee. So if there's no problems doing that, and whereas when you get them on the front, there's actually a bit of discomfort into the knee when you do this, it might suggest a little bit more of a myogenic or myofascial component, because you are extending the hip, therefore stretching rec fem a little bit more when you're in this position. So I just find it gives you a little bit more information about what might be going on, especially if you're thinking maybe some patellofemoral joint pain is going on. Anything else you do with that one, then active range?
No, it's pretty much the same as I would do. I think, as you said, it's really important to have the flexion tested in extension and into a more flexed position as well, because really good differentiation aspect.
Perfect.